Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. Today I want to chat with you guys about how to relieve financial stress and pressure. Let's get started and chat about it. Reason why I'm talking about this is I think that this could at least help us a little bit to relieve some financial stress in our life when it comes to replacing items, and I will give you some examples. As we know, they always say this, things are not built like they used to be, and we know that. And sometimes unexpectedly, things break down sooner than we think. And I'm going to give you an example. One example is my smartphone. This is the third one I've had. I've noticed that these things last about 2 to 2.5 years, maybe close to 3, but the first one didn't even last 3 years. The second one here that I've had, the second one lasted not quite 3 years. I just have this one a few months now. And what I notice is things start happening with them. What am I going to do about that? Well, last couple times, one of them broke down right in the middle of my product demo, which was not good because it ran out of memory while my husband was taking photos. Luckily, he had a digital camera with him. This second one was not charging correctly, and that was in the middle of my demo. So I found out, you know what? I don't want that to happen again. So I know how old this is, and I know that November of 2025, I'm going to start looking for a new cell phone, whether I need one or not. That way I don't run into a situation where my phone goes totally dead or something happens unexpectedly and I'm without a phone because I need it for work. That's an example. Another area is shoes. I tend to go too long before buying new shoes, and I ended up hurting my ankle because my shoes weren't supportive. So in 2025, I will also be buying shoes. So I'll be buying a cell phone and shoes that year, and I'm aware of that. A lot of times people will keep items, like they'll buy, say, a washer and a dryer. One thing that I think is good is when we purchase these items to figure out what do you think the lifespan of that item would be on the short end to the long end, with maintenance, with average use and all of that. To keep track of that, maybe even have dates, have a book with that information in it. And when it's getting to where you think that lifespan is, let's even say it's working, start to kind of look around. What does it cost to repair that item? What does it cost to purchase it new? Get 3 quotes and do all of this before you need a new item. Because one thing I've noticed, do you think your heater and air conditioner happen to die and go out during convenience? No. When does your air conditioner go out? On the hottest day of the year, which means that you're desperate, which means they can charge you more because they got you. When you really need something and everybody's demand for that item is super high, you know the price goes up and there's not as many choices, and you may end up not getting a good choice. That happened with a lot of my appliances, definitely happened with my last air conditioner. Same with heater. Whenever we need things, a lot of times the demand can be high, less choices. They know when they have you. Let's just say that, okay? So one of the things that I'm doing now is keeping track of how old many of my items are and what do I think the lifespan of those items are going to be. And to start thinking ahead, so that way if I start noticing things are glitching or things are happening, look into, you know what, have we kept this item maintained? Number one. If you are keeping it maintained, you know, is there anything in it that's not working? Number 2, is it cheaper to repair? You know, I always think replace. A lot of people think replace before repair. I actually spoke to somebody the other day that they didn't buy a new washing machine. They had their old washing machine repaired, and she said that that was a lot more worth it than buying a washing machine that might only last her 6 or 7 years, because this washing machine she really likes. So she had it repaired instead of buying it. So many people may not think about repairing what they already have. A lot of times we just want to replace. But if we can research before we really need something, it could end up saving us money in the long run, and we may end up being able to repair some of the things rather than always having to buy something new or have your air conditioner go out on the hottest day of the year, things like that. Now, just to end this, sometimes life happens when we're not making plans and everything's going along fine. You've done everything right. I know that's happened to me, and sometimes things just die and you can no longer use them. That does happen. But if we can at least minimize a little bit of that by researching, and I think keeping track of when we buy things and what the average lifespan is, I think open up that book and say, hey, I noticed my shoes are almost 2 years old. I'm going to start looking around for sales now before I get in a situation where my shoes are uncomfortable. Or, hey, my phone is almost, 3 years old. It's okay now, but I'm going to see if there's any deals out there now before having to really need a phone. I'm hoping this makes sense, because when you're in a desperate situation, a lot of times that's when prices can go up. So I want to know your thoughts on this. And one question to ask you, how do you guys feel about repairing things rather than replacing? What's your thought on that? That's all I have to say for now. I love you, I appreciate you, and I sure hope to see you on tomorrow morning's video. Bye-bye now.